The second tune in the Tooth Fairy set is called Gigue Allard. This is by Joseph Allard. And it's got some really fun things we get to do in the second half of the tune. So let's start at the beginning. This tune starts with a pickup, which is just an up bow on G. Okay, now there are bowings shown in the sheet music. I sort of feel like maybe if you're using the video to learn this tune, you may not be somebody who is quite yet ready to be following bowings. So I'm going to be showing this without talking about the bowings. Okay, so I'm going to start though. This is important. Please start this with an up bow. So up, down. We're in D major, okay? So here we are at our first note of this tune, and I'm going to play really a backwards and forwards D major arpeggio. So I'm going to play... Those are all just the notes of a D major arpeggio. So if I put my up bow G in front, I have... And then I'm going to just finish that with a long B, A. Okay, so that sounds like this. Okay. The next thing I have is a series of short little scales. The first scale starts on a D, it goes up. The second scale starts on an E, it goes up. And the third scale starts on an A, and it goes up. So it goes like this. Starting on D, E, A. Okay, so I'm going to do that again, starting on D. Ready, scale up. E, A. Beautiful. Okay, when I get to that D, I'm going to do a slightly slower scale, and then I'm going to link up to that high A. So I'm going to play. Okay, so slow scale up. And so far we have this. From the beginning of Gigue Allard, we have ready, up, bow, go. Three scales. A. Slow. Now I'm going to play a lot of the same stuff. Scale. But this time my A scale gets interrupted. E. Okay, so the ending from that little D scale up goes E scale up, A mutant scale, E, D. Okay, so that's the whole A part. Remember to go back and work on individual sections in this video if you're not getting all the notes. Please play the A part with me now, slowly with the repeat. Okay, here we go. Ready, in. E, A, long bow, F sharp, scale, E, A mutant, repeat. And that's the A part of Gigue Allard. Go back and work on that as much as you need to, because of course it's going to go this fast. So for the B part of Gigue, Allard, you kind of need to see what my bow hand is doing. So we get to play these fun things called chords in Gigue, Allard. Now, if this is way too much for you, just play the top note. Just play the melody. But the chords are kind of fun. So what I want you to do is put your first finger down on the A string. That note's called B. Put your low second finger right beside that on the E string. So I have one finger on the A string, low 2 on the E string. Okay, now notice I'm not hitting my G string, so you have to be careful about that. Okay, so that's the first chord that we play in Gigue, Allard. And the second one is even easier. I just take both my fingers off, I put my F sharp down on the E string, and I play those same 3 strings. Okay, so you could practice going back and forth between the first chord, which by the way is a G chord, and the second chord. Okay, so you can see I only have one finger touching, and the first one that I played, I have B and G natural. Okay, so second chord. Okay, there we go. So let's go through the B part from... Okay, so I have my B down on the A string because my pickup notes are B and D, and I'm going to leave finger 1 down on A. I'm not going to lift it. I'm just going to add my second finger in the low position on the E string. So I'm going to play. And then I'm going to stay on that G. Now the next note is in F sharp. I'm going to play that chord. Stay there. So I'm going to do that all again, starting from B. Down bow, go. Stay on G. Okay, and here's the first ending, starting on E. Again on E. And I'm just going to add a little open A at the end of that, followed by my first chord. So I'm going to go E 3 times. A, chord. Chord. E. And the second ending, when I get to that E, I'm going to play 3 E's in a scale that climbs up. E. So that second ending is E. Okay, and the first ending, just to review that, was E, D, arpeggio. Okay, so those are all the bits and pieces for the B part of Gigue, Allard. Let's play that together with the repeat from there. Okay, ready, down bow. back to. Okay, so there you go. That's Gigue Allard, which we'll start working on in January.